guys, it is 4:44 a.m. It's vision hour. So I just let my body wake up when it wakes up. Sometimes God wakes me up with a message. So I'll start journaling. I may write during this time. It looks different. Sometimes I've even worked out. So I look a little rough because I literally just rolled out of bed. But I wanted to share this thought that sometimes we, in our discomfort, right, in the things that we're going through, we seek to be held. And when you are going through a really rough moment and it's hard for you to make sense of what's happening and you're feeling overwhelmed and it feels like no one understands what you're going through, one of the most amazing feelings is just having someone wrap their arms around you, and they may not even need to tell you anything, but just that feeling of being held by someone else, that feeling of comfort and that feeling of belonging, it can make all the difference, and it can just make everything just melt away. And I believe as women, people in general need it. Men need it too, but women, we need to be held. We need to be comforted. There is a tenderness within us that desires to be loved and to be protected and to be cared for, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there's another side to that where we're seeking to be held, but we're not seeking to be healed. And we can find ourselves in those same situations over and over again where we're seeking to be held. So it's almost like we're setting ourselves up to be saved, right? It's almost like we're setting ourselves up to be in those situations where we need help, to be in those situations where we're feeling like a victim. And you may have heard me talk about victorious vision. You may have heard me talk about having a victorious mindset. But when you have the opposite of that and you have a victim mindset, you play yourself as the victim in your own head. And therefore you live that out in your life. So therefore you're constantly in a situation where you need to be saved. You need to be held. And what if, what or who you're being led or feeling like you need to be held by is what is holding you back? What if that's holding you back from being healed? Because ultimately, that's what we really need, is to be healed, to be whole, to be the best version of ourselves. That's what we really need. But it's easier to seek out comfort than transformation, right? And that's what healing is. Healing is transformation. So while being held is important, right? I'm not saying that being held is not important and seeking out comfort in a difficult situation is not important. But even as you seek comfort, seek solutions, because if every time you put yourself in that situation or find yourself in that situation, because it may not be a conscious thing, you may be doing this unconsciously, and you're waking up in somebody's bed that you don't want to be in. You are buying stuff that you don't need because it was a retail therapy session, you know. You are finding yourselves in environments that you know that you don't really belong in, but you want the comfort of companionship, right? You want the comfort of appearing confident. So you buy a bunch of makeup and skincare and all these things to cover up what the root of the pain is, right? And this is what we do. This is what we do. We don't want to appear as weak. We don't want to appear as broken. So we look to these things to comfort us in the moment. And I promise you that if you let yourself heal, I promise you that if you give yourself permission to heal from what is hurting you, you're not going to find yourself in these cycles where you're constantly looking for comfort and constantly needing to be held. You will carry peace within you, and you will be able to be peace for others. And that's very often why we're overwhelmed, because we are waging war within ourselves and yet trying to be the peace for someone else. And that peace within only happens when you come to terms with what is bothering you, what is really affecting you, what is really plaguing you. You come to terms with that. You face off with it. You pray. You fast. You read. You journal. You do the work that it takes for you to get through to the next level. And for many women, the next level isn't a glow up. It's a glowing from within. So I want to leave you with that thought, right? And it's a question, really. Do I want to be held in this situation? And is that my only goal? Or do I ultimately want to be healed in this situation? Because no matter what you are going through, no matter how hard it is, no matter how challenging, no matter how painful, healing is possible. And if you need to be held for a moment, that's fine. But don't live there, because your divine birthright is to conquer your challenges and not to be held back by them. I hope this helps. Blessings on your journey. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.